I'd like to introduce the South Asian Network, a nonprofit organization that's deeply committed to supporting and empowering South Asian communities in the U.S. They focus on everything from civil rights to health and well-being. What kind of hate incidents have your clients most commonly faced?
I've seen a lot of fear and reluctance to talk about what happens in workplace environments. There's this concept of, if I speak out, this might affect my legal status, this might affect my student status, whatever the case is. There's this constant fear of, I can't talk about what's actually happening at work. And the things that occur at work are incidents such as hate speech and harassment because of the skin color.
One client, I say, why you are crying? What things do you need? You can talk to me. Then he told me, look at, I'm a student here. I'm so scared. My neighbor, he was cursing to me. He's saying to me, get out from there. I have a small kids. I'm so worried about, but I don't know where I can go and talk about these things. Because of our immigration, is make our community to stop their voice.
Especially for the kids at school, there's a lot of bullying, being called a terrorist. There's a lot of anxiety amongst the community, especially since the 2016 election and after COVID as well. It's really ramped up.
Since I work with our gender-based violence survivor population, there's a lot of hate incidences that happen within government officials, within the nonprofit industry, and with law enforcement. Day to day, I hear clients come to me saying this incident happened, whether it's domestic violence, and this police officer didn't take my report, they didn't ask for a translator, I wasn't able to tell my story. And I think that's a hate crime that isn't talked about enough, because it's so important that these clients are able to tell their story, and it's important that they're able to tell it right there and then. These types of incidences make it where our community just ends up staying in these abusive relationships.
A lot of times law enforcement or these people in power who are meant to help, they're not even aware of the things that they're saying might be like a microaggression, especially when a client reaches out in a time of like a vulnerable moment and they experience this. I don't even think they sometimes recognize that what they're experiencing is a hate crime. And I think at SAN, we try to at least make our community realize and recognize that what they're experiencing is not right, and there is help out there.
So these incidences have such a huge, profound impact on clients. They either don't come in and get help, or they diminish it, minimize it, and they come with this fear that no one's going to believe in my story.
I think one of the things that these victims feel is that loss of community. So many of them are immigrants coming to this country seeking a better life, right? And they come here and they're faced with these situations where they're repeatedly told to either go back or told that they don't belong here, right? So in a sense, they lose that sense of community and they feel that they're not welcomed here. So at SAN, our goal is to make everyone feel welcomed and make sure that everyone has a place and a voice.
I think for South Asians in particular, sometimes we land in this very strange limbo between the model minority myth and then also the extreme of go back to your country and you're a terrorist. Within the diaspora, we've always been taught, that it's better to stay quiet and just get your job done and move on. But as we've seen with a lot of political unrest, for example, is that there's been the youth who have been trying to speak out, and they've tried to use their privilege and their power that they have here to speak out against injustices around us. And a lot of the parents have been like, what are you doing? You just need to go back to school and do your work. But there is a strange limbo that many of us lie in where we're like, if we speak too much, it could hurt us. If we don't speak enough, then it could hurt us.
Still they are scared to report, and they're scared to, if they are make a video, they don't want to give anybody. So they do not want to call, and kind of this like big challenges for us. And still we are talk to people, no, this you can come here and you can talk to us, but still they are scared. It is a big challenge for our.
What are some goals or initiatives SAN is planning to further expand its impact and reach even more individuals?
More outreaches and after that more workshop and which language they are speak, and they are comfortable with any language. So we have all languages, so more outreach workshops and etc.
Maybe going to businesses and doing those trainings, because it's not only community members that need the support, it's education for law enforcement, for institutional education. We need to share this knowledge with folks who can also make that difference.
Try to get the community involved in education and doing more teach-ins and creating an environment where we can all just speak about this and normalize that we can talk about it. Not normalize these incidents, but normalize that we can talk about it and we can do something from here. That's where we take a really big role in trying to just let people know that this is what it looks like, this is what it could be, this is what you can do.